Hello, sunshine. Here we go again. Republicans, let's cut the entitlement programs, Social Security and Medicare. Read my lips. Social Security and Medicare are no entitlement programs. They are insurance policies into which generations have paid their premiums for many, many years. So, tell the scamsters in Area 51 to keep their hands off of Social Security unless, come next election, they want to face defeat. Did I say Area 51? I call Washington, D.C. Area 51 because of the IQ of certain lawmakers, but that may be too generous. Actually, IQ 50 may be closer to reality. Anyway, today I want to put an end to the myth that Social Security and Medicare are in any way linked to the current budget deficits, as some Republicans want to make you believe. Want proof? Here we go. Remember my recent video, the winner of the Taliban Commander Award? In that video clip, I presented evidence that elected officials cut corporate taxes but did not cut corporate benefits, forcing taxpayers to carry the cost. Then they make up for the deficit they created by cutting education and health care. Next, I find it rather embarrassing that the United States is the only Western civilization that does not have universal health care for its citizens, unlike Central Europe, for example, which indeed has the best healthcare system around. Proof? I had a quad bypass in 1992 in Munich. I wanted to leave the hospital 2 weeks after operation to attend a trade show and offered a liability waiver. The physicians refused and did not let me go until 4 weeks after surgery. Yet I did not have to pay 1 single cent. In 2010 I had open heart surgery again, this time in Florida. I underwent a dual stent implant and triple bypass. I spent 11 days at the hospital, was plastered with a variety of physicians, most of whom had little or nothing to do with my heart surgery, suffered a malpractice event, and to add insult to injury, was billed for over $330,000. I agree. The healthcare bill passed last year is not perfect by a long shot. One can argue whether the bill should require that people buy health insurance from insurance companies. But then it included that they cannot be rejected because of preconditions, etc. However, replacing it and placing 30 million citizens back on the uninsured list is downright idiotic. Let me explain. If any one of these uninsured people gets sick, they go to the emergency room where they get treated and billed. And if they cannot pay for the bill, the taxpayers pay for it via Medicaid or any other form the states have implemented, adding to the deficit. Get it? Yet no sooner were the refs in a majority than the first thing John Boehner did was to repeal the bill. Oh well. In the words of former Congressman Alan Grayson, he wanted to start the Holocaust on 30 million uninsured all over. But let's stick to Mr. Boehner. In an interview with the Pittsburgh Tribune Review in June of 2010, Boehner suggested raising the retirement age for Social Security to 70 years to pay for the Afghan war. Do you need a second to recover? What about the Iraq war the Bushies started on a false pretense to please big oil? Remember the mushroom clouds? Mr. Boehner voted for the invasion that killed hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians. Let's see now. Here we have $1,170 billion in war-related costs. How did we pay for it? Or did we? Actually, Mr. Boehner, Social Security already paid for these wars in full, and then some. According to data provided by the Budget Office, the Social Security Trust Fund has a surplus of $2.5 trillion. That is trillion with a T. Except that every president since Ronald Reagan has raided money from the trust fund, i.e. taken money from the trust fund in return for government bonds and used it for other purposes, including funding the wars. Here's another aspect. Let me see now. Republicans, while in the minority, complained about Obama's job creation. Then they took over. Yet not much has changed since they have the majority in Congress. We are still short of jobs. Allow me to explain the impact unemployment has on Social Security. Employees and employers pay a tax called FICA, short for Federal Insurance Compensation Act. Get it? Which is 4.2% from the employee and 6.2% from the employer. These are the premiums on the Social Security insurance plan. That money is transferred into the trust fund, from where it is promptly removed in exchange for government bonds and used for other purposes. Nobody unemployed contributes to the insurance plan. Therefore, every unemployed person is a loss to the Social Security system. But then you need an IQ higher than 50 to understand that. But it gets worse. Actually, starting with George W. Bush, the Social Security Trust Fund is used to pay for tax cuts for the rich. Remember last year Congress reinstated the Bush tax cuts? According to Treasury estimates, the cost of making the tax cuts permanent for everyone is $3.7 trillion over 10 years. Now the Republicans tell us that we need to cut Social Security and Medicare benefits to make up for the budget deficit these tax cuts for the rich will cost us. Only somebody suffering from severe dementia can vote for IQ 50 people. Let me assure you that I'm working on a drug which may be able to cure dementia and Alzheimer. I think you agree that we need such a drug so that the oldies can begin to understand that their vote for certain IQ 50 people, as in Republicans, will result in a significant loss of their retirement income, resulting in old guys not being able to pay their mortgages when they retire, and will likely result in Chapter 13 filings because they cannot make the co-payments required under Medicare. I'm not kidding. I see these people, these retired people, broke all around me, losing their homes and more, with foreclosed homes all over. I could go on forever, but let's just leave it at that. So that there's no misunderstanding. Yes, Social Security and Medicare need some minor adjustments. Nothing I could not solve in under 22 minutes. Increase FICA by between 50 cents and $1 per week, that is approximately $50 per year, and allow importation of prescription drugs from Canada to bring some competition into the drug market. Having said that, promising retirement benefits in connection with an insurance plan and then cutting benefits after generations have paid their premiums is fraud. And taking the money out of the trust fund created to fund retirement benefits and then using it for other purposes and thereafter claiming there is not enough money in the fund is embezzlement. You and I paid $2.6 trillion into the fund which was used to pay a war commenced under fraudulent pretense. It is as simple as that.